Tuscaloosa and Baton Rouge. Moments of frustration, disbelief, and jubilation due to the battles that these two have had. From national championship games to season derailments, this rivalry has had it all, and we've got even more for you today. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the LSU Fighting Tigers, Baton Rouge and Tiger Stadium. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on a participant from the playoff last year, the LSU Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. LSU ready to kick it away to get things started. He'll bring it out. It's Wade. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. The Crimson Tide offense takes the field to start things off. This series has been built on tight games, but LSU destroyed that line of thinking by blowing out the Tide last season.
I really feel like LSU is one of the few programs in the country that on paper matches up very well with the Crimson. Last year, David, we saw all of those athletes make so many plays.
There's so many athletes. Not only did they match up, they got to celebrate. That game was early because it was a blowout. They got to celebrate, and Alabama didn't like it. I look for this rivalry game to be heated.
Avoids pressure. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. They go to the ground. Had nowhere to go, couldn't get it out of the end zone. He'll take the safety.
Well, the defense could smell blood in the water in that situation, and a great job pursuing, getting to the football, showing you all of that athleticism they have, and they come away with the safety.
They'll set up for the free kick from their own 20. Got a little space. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'll ride Davis here. Across the 45. Finally forced out of bounds, maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it up to 49. That's the way to start a drive. Now they'll snap it just shy of midfield. Out of the gun to give to the back. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. The Tigers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Wants to fire on second down. It's complete to the right. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. Death Valley has a well-earned rep of being intimidating. It is nice to be the quarterback, to have everything on your side.
And have everything quiet. It's the loudest place by far that I ever played. I mean, for an entire game, They are on their feet, yelling, screaming. Now listen, we can't play all the words they're yelling, Reese, but they are an intimidating crowd.
Off play action on first down. Quarterback extends the play. He'll be forced out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 13.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
The Tigers have it in scoring position on first and goal. He's looking to throw. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
This defense knew they had a tall task playing against this Heisman-caliber quarterback. And the best way to affect them was with pressure. They were able to hit him on that play, and that forced the incompletion.
Extending the play. Looking for the score. Can't hang on in the end zone, and that one is going to drive him crazy when he watches it. It'll be third down. About to have the 9th snap on this drive. You don't want to settle for a field goal. They'll look to throw on third and goal. Pocket breaking down. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. And they'll send out the kicker to try a field goal. The kicker will reach for a 36-yard attempt. Right down the boulevard. It's good. The lead is now 5 here in the first.
And we finally get at least 3 on the board. I know everybody had this at home. We were all expecting the 5-0 to start this one out the gate. So low scoring, not a lot of points. Shoot, maybe that's enough to get it done.
Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. The Tide offense rolls on to... time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find that consistency, baby.
And try to find something positive with this offense. Forget about the safety. Those don't happen very often. Try to get some first downs together, get some good mojo going.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Alabama with a multitude of options on second and short. Looking for a man. It's Romero. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
And this set of downs gets started from the 33, first and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Using the quick game. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33. Alabama with a first and 10 here. The RPO, fire complete to the left. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. So now it's second and long. Gonna look downfield again. Under fire. Not able to hook up there, incomplete.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely... bananas. Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Gets it to the back. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down.
I don't know about the play call there, guys. 3rd down, they're throwing it behind the line of scrimmage, seeing if this guy can do something once he has it in his hands, but a better job of pursuit and tackling defensively, now setting up 4th.
Never a doubt for this big-footed guy. 49-yard field goal is good. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Big Ten action today. A couple of teams who have had this game circled on the calendar for some time. Michigan left little doubt. You know, this version of the Maize and Blue can hang with any of the teams of the past. And remember, this is a program with multiple national titles. We'll see a lot of games this week, but few will have as much of an impact on the Big Ten standings as this one does, gentlemen.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. First play of the drive comes from the 22. Off the play fake on 1st down. Incomplete, and he threw that one up for grabs and into traffic, and fortunate to get it back. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Unloads to the wideout. Working a little foot magic on the sidelines, and it'll be enough for the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Power football with the run. Still on his feet at the 45. Big pickup on that one. They'll mark him out at the 40. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They have a 1st down at the 41-yard line. Bringing the heat. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
You see a lot of quarterbacks get in trouble when they start forcing things. He did a really good job. He wanted to throw the football. You could tell. Drops back. Nothing open.
A shot toward the end zone. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
What a play by the defender there, guys. In his own end zone, the offense has taken a shot, and if that defender was just one step behind, that would have been a touchdown. But the hit forces the incompletion.
He'll throw on 3rd down. And it's picked off right at the goal line. Got some room to run. They get him on the ground after the turnover, but there is a flag on the field, and we'll see if that will be a reprieve for this offense. This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the right. And he's down at the 41. That's a 1st down. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. They'll run it from the gun. And he didn't have a whole lot of operating room after the juke, and he stopped for a short gain.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Guys, LSU has the lead here. We put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the 2nd. Dropping back, it's Romero. Fires to the right. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
The big tight end tries to make a catch, and you can tell it extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
They are calling for their defense. And Rouge, a huge third down coming up. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, those mistakes are...
There he goes. Inside the 40. He's at the 30. He's at the... And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, LSU!
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes that Alabama offense. So far, they've only been able to muster a field goal, but hoping to get things cooking here. Looking downfield, it's Romero. It's complete to the left. This series dates back to 1895. One of the odd things, guys, is historically the visiting teams have had a lot of success.
And these fans don't like each other. Man, you can feel the hate, the hostility. Both programs so talented, recruited at a high level. These teams have even rematched for a national championship before, Bubba. These two teams are ballers.
And this is a game, too, David, that everybody circles on the calendar at the start of the season. We all know that conference championship, national championship, Heisman Trophy implications are on the line. And the intensity level in this game, it's simply unmatched in college football.
Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. Finds his tight end. You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time. 2nd and 6. Wants to go up top. Throws to the tight end. And incomplete on the deep ball.
You know, they say sometimes for quarterbacks the hardest throws to make are when the guy's wide open. How do you miss that throw if you're the QB? Just put air on it. You can underthrow it by 10 yards. That receiver would have come back and fielded a punt.
Just gashing this defense. A big gainer to the 40-yard line. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Always a welcome play from the defense as they get a sack at the 47. How about that Bayou Bengal defensive front showing some dominance? Booger McFarland, Marcus Spears liking their pressure.
And that defensive line getting to the quarterback, and they got so many guys that...
Breaks into the open. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. To the air, it's Romero. Under fire. Going to try to get it himself. He'll come through on 3rd down as he's got enough, and they'll mark it at the 23. Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. On the option. Shakes off the defender. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
He's got him, and they get him down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. Snags it over the middle. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense first and goal from the 7. Just moments ago, Alabama was feeling the shadow of its own goalpost, and now the Tide generating momentum. He wants it all. Touchdown, Alabama! Fitted in the window for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he takes this from inside the 5. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. From the gun, the running back looking for room. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Now on second down. Looking to fire. Got his man on the right. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Firing to the right, complete. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Wants to throw again. Right down the middle. Makes a connection. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. LSU moving the ball quickly down the field.
He's showing you his skills on that last throw. This guy's got arm talent and accuracy, man. And some of it's not coachable.
Throws toward the end zone. He got it. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. There are penalties you sort of forget about and others that sort of stick with you for a while. You get a play like that wiped out, that one's going to linger. Back to pass on second down. They're working that left side, and he'll be brought down.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down.
Oh, he's got some space. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. And the Tigers trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle, trying to find its way to the goal line. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals.
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
Coming out with it, it's Wade. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Give to the running back. Finding open areas. Got the first down and still on his feet. A sweet run gets it out to the 30-yard line, and that can really jumpstart a drive. Now on 1st down from the 30. Looking to pass. It's Romero. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Stopped at the 44. The defense coming out with a big interception.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Hines on the move. Got his man to the left. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Now it's a 1st down from the 43-yard line. Use the play fake, now to throw. Here's the pressure. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. The Tigers now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Look out, he's got room. Short gain on the play before he slides. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Hey, it's a heads-up play right there. Listen, you're trying to scramble. You're trying to make something happen. Nobody's open. You're not going to be able to get out of bounds. Just protect yourself. Get down on the ground, get what you can get, and live to play another day.
Snagged out of the air. He gets it down to the 30-yard line, and time is running short here in the first half. LSU quick to the line. Wants to go up top on 1st down. He's got it. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. It's great to spread the ball around and fool him, but if you've got a dude, feed him, and they are.
No doubt, Reese. That guy is a problem. I mean, you got a receiver that's so talented out wide, hard to cover. Go to him once, go to him twice. Shoot, let's go to him a 3rd time.
And they can't connect, but the flag flies, and I think this is going to be pass interference.
Pass interference. Defense.
So they'll give up the 15 yards on the pass interference penalty, but that's certainly better than giving up a touchdown in the end zone. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points. And he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger! They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown. Get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. Fielded in the end zone, it's Wade. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And with time running out here in the first half, this offense will choose to take a knee. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And talk about a first half for the dude in that backfield. That coaching staff has been giving rave reviews on a weekly basis. And through 2 quarters today, he's been a complete game changer. He's breaking the will of this defense, and that's something that's just very tough to quantify. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how this rivalry matchup plays out.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. Ready to start the second half. Alabama will kick it off. On the run from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can...
Hauls it in down the sideline. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up. Use the play fake, now to throw. Working on the right. All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening. They've got it inside the 30 at the 28. 1st down. Quarterback now breaking the field. He's going to run it. Corralled and forced out of bounds. Mark it right at the 16-yard line, and man, are they in business. LSU with the 1st and 10 here. They'll give it to the back. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
So now with 1st and goal, let's see what LSU does here. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. Defense going all in to stop the run. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on 3rd down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big body guys that you know can win and contend.
And the ball is loose and live in the backfield. Defense picks it up. He almost popped out of there for a huge return, but they will take it. They are in business after the fumble recovery. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. Out of the gun, the inside give. He'll bounce his way ahead for a pickup of 4 out to the 14. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Back to throw, it's Romero. Rushes on him. He'll pull it down and run. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Alabama quickly back to the line. Quarterback on the keeper. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down.
I just love it when my quarterback knows situational football. They run the option. He understands. It's 4th and short. Like, I got to stick my nose in there, get north-south, and try to get that 1st down. I love when I have a quarterback that can do that.
He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the 1st down.
You know, I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing it's zone. I'm just going to sit down. This is basically like a check down, right? Let's just take the easy pitch and catch and keep this drive going.
That's caught. It's Marco. He gets it past the 25-yard line and finally knocked out of bounds at the 27. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge third down coming. Fires it incomplete.
Well, you can see the frustration on this guy's face. He's one of the best receivers in college football, and they knew coming into this game that he had to get touches, but you can't say enough about how good this defense has been defending him. They've always had an answer, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, man or zone. They have not let him go off, and that's a big reason why they're winning this game.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. After that last drive, he came back to the sideline, and the coach probably said, "You dropped it? You didn't pick it up? Come on, get on the ball, David."
No, that's not what he said. He said, "You're doing a great job. Just keep your head up." Oh, yeah, he got blasted. You got to hold on to the football, Palmer. Turnovers decide games. Those are big plays.
It's tough on him, too, because he knows he let his offense down on that last drive. So you know that guy's eager and anxious to come out here and make a play.
Here comes the offense on second down. Dropping back, it's Madden. Caught in the backfield, it's Davis. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. The D thinking bring some heat on third and long from the 44. Oh, they're after him. Got a man in the middle. They bring him down at the 45-yard line, and this defense rises up on third down. Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Punt goes out of bounds, and a really nice job as they stick them deep in their own end. They'll mark it around the 10. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. And don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Running back searching for a hole. Great penetration by this defense, and they knock him down behind the line. A loss of 1.
And coming out in the second half, this offense, they needed to establish this run game. They needed to get something going. They're losing. They've got to find a way to get a flow, to get a rhythm. And so far here to start this second half, defense picking up where it left off.
Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down. The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to convert on third down. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. Caught in the backfield, it's Marco. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. Looks as if the Tide will punt it away. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Complete to the left. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw, it's Madden. Throws to the wideout. It's complete. Shoved out of bounds after a big gain. They'll mark it at the plus 42. Now on first down from the 43.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
Off play action. Pressure coming. Bought a little time, lets it go. It falls incomplete, and that'll be the final play of the period. Guys, LSU has the lead here. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. So we open the final period with a third down play. Takes it from the gun on third down. Got his man. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line.
And they found the big fella again, and they found him early and often today. They featured him here in the fourth quarter. Still time left in this football game. I imagine he's going to still continue to get the football thrown his way.
Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass. Caught in the backfield. It's Turbin. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. They've got it right on the edge of the red zone, but they face a 3rd and long. Fires to the middle. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch. LSU lining up 1st and goal. Wants to throw. It's Madden. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
Well, I love the coverage on defense. In the red zone, everyone's got their eyes on the quarterback, and they're flying to the football. And you saw that there on the incompletion.
The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. Touchdown, LSU! And the beatdown has ensued. They are finishing the deal, building the lead here in the 4th, and they are going to go to 7-0. They've extended this lead, guys, but sometimes in a rivalry game, you get down and you fight back that much harder.
Man, you've seen crazy comebacks and crazy swings of momentum in rivalry games. You just need that first thing to break your way, Paul.
I think it really comes down to their key playmakers, David. They can come back, but these guys need to take ownership. Now's the time. In this type of game, they have got to step up and start making plays.
Quick completion on the out route. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
Here's the deal. You're down 3 possessions. You know, it doesn't feel likely they're going to come back and win, but we've seen crazier stuff happen in college football. It all starts with a big completion on a 2-minute drive. They'll get the momentum started in your direction.
They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's 1st and 10. Grabbed in the middle. It's LaBelle. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11. The Tide with the 1st and 10. The lone back's got it. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Back to pass, it's Romero. Fires into the end zone. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Looking for more room. He's at the 40. Running inside the 20. And it's going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, Tigers. That lead a little more comfortable now as they close in on extending this winning streak. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
A lot of interest in this CUSA showdown today, so let's catch you up to speed on things. Western Kentucky is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. These toppers have picked themselves up before, and they're capable of it again today. They're trailing by 9 to Liberty. We'll keep you updated as this one goes forward in a game that could shake up the CUSA race significantly.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Wants to go up top. Looking down the middle. Got him downfield. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. On the run, it's LaBelle. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. Going over the top. And they won't make the connection. Looking to make a big play there.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback in this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. It's as if that ball had a magnet going back to the offense. How in the world did they keep it?
Man, those are backbreakers. Defensively, you get so excited. You force the fumble, I'm going to get a turnover, and the offense falls in.
They'll run it from the gun. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on 3rd down.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his...
Unleashes one deep. And it's caught for a touchdown. They're going to play this one through to the end, but this is pretty much window dressing.
Well, you got to love the attitude of this team. I know they're still down by a lot on the scoreboard, but a really nice job by the quarterback. Accurate throw on that touchdown pass.
And the extra point is good. The deficit is huge. This one is all but over, but they'll keep trying and line up for the onside kick.
Well, sometimes you just got to be lucky, and that time the ball bounced the right way for the kicking team. They were able to recover their own onside kick, and they've got possession.
Looking downfield, it's Romero. Unloads to the wideout. Wide open downfield. Turning it on. Touchdown tie. He got a step and just dusted the field. He has been surgical. Precision passes, using the scalpel, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
And the defense has had absolutely no answer for it. Just, he's been down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing, and just destroying this defense.
That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Let's see if they can roll snake eyes in a good way and get the deuce. Got his man quickly. He gets into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and now it's a 2-possession game, down 15. They are running out of time here. They need to get the ball back. They'll line up for the onside kick.
And that is why they're called the Handstein people on onside kicks. Great job jumping on that ball.
Wants to throw on first down. Here comes the heat. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Right on the money. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag on the field.
Hold offense.
A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. Coming up on 2nd down as they try to hold this lead. Looking to throw, it's Madden. Gets it out fast. Jumped on top of the pile. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. Complete on the comeback. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
The defense burns their third and final timeout of the half. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one. The Tigers pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. The give to Davis. Got some room into the goal line. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run.
You got to be impressed by how you've seen this offense finish in this football game. They've been scoring points in the fourth quarter, just got a touchdown on their last drive, and there they rip off a big run. They are not letting off the gas pedal right now, and as a coach, you love to see that.
Barrels ahead. And he is stopped, not getting close to the end zone. Line of scrimmage still at the 3.
Yeah, what a great job by the defense. You got to understand, it's physical time, right? They want to run the football when they start getting inside the 5. Nice job getting penetration, getting the tackle for the loss.
Fires into the end zone. And it's incomplete as he was trying to finish the drive with a score. No matter how much college football changes